What's up everyone, Matt here and welcome back to TSMoto Adventures. It's that time of year again, it's getting cold and the holidays are fast approaching. In fact, most retailers have already started their holiday sales for this season. You probably clicked on this video because you're looking for some gift ideas for that special motorcycle rider in your life. Well, you came to the right place. Here's a bunch of gift ideas for the 2022 holiday season. The first thing we're going to start off with is something I've been using the last few months and I've been absolutely in love with, and that's the QuadLock phone mount system. This has been great. I've been using this on both my personal phone and my work phone, and it allows me to mount my phone right to my motorcycle and also mount it on the dash in my truck. It is hands down the best phone mount system I have ever used in my life, and they have a bunch of awesome accessories to include with everything as well. I've got QuadLock mounts on both of my bikes, and both of those have the vibration dampener, which helps to limit vibration and protect some of the small sensitive components inside your phone. iPhones in particular have been prone to having problems with the cameras after experiencing heavy vibrations on things like motorcycles. So that vibration dampener helps to cut that down big time. One of the other really cool accessories is the wireless charging heads. They make a weatherproof one and a non-weatherproof one. I've got a wireless charging head in the mount inside my truck, and it's great. I just attach my phone, and it charges, and it's right there, and it's just, it's worth it. Trust me, get one. One of the other really cool things about the QuadLock system is you don't actually need to buy one of their cases. You can actually use whatever case of your choice and just buy a really cool add-on that just adheres to the back of your phone case. Super duper handy if you've got a case that you're absolutely in love with and don't want to part with, but still want to use that QuadLock system. The other really awesome thing about QuadLock is you can get mounts for your car, truck, motorcycle, your normal bike if you're into that kind of thing, and even desk mounts. They are having a 30% off sale right now, but if you find this video outside of the holiday season, I have an affiliate link in the description below that'll get you 10% off your first order, so be sure to check that out. Next up on our list is something I feel like every adult should just have in their life because you never know when you're going to need it, and that's a multi-tool. Specifically, I highly recommend the Leatherman Signal. I actually had one that was super similar, but got confiscated by TSA. It was buried in my backpack when I was going through security once, and I had been wondering where it was for a few weeks, and turns out having an x-ray machine makes it really easy to find. So they took that, but this is definitely the next one on my list to pick up for myself because it's got a lot of cool functionality, and you can clip it right onto your belt loop. The next item here is a super awesome personal safety accessory that I never go on trips without, and that's a satellite communicator. I have the Garmin InReach here, the original Mini, and it's fantastic. There is a monthly fee to this, but honestly, it's worth it to have that peace of mind of being in the middle of nowhere and needing help. Now, if you don't want to go with Garmin, you can get a satellite communicator through Spot or Zoleo. And if you have an iPhone 14, those actually include satellite communication service. So if you are in an emergency situation, you can use that to help you out. The next thing actually kind of falls in line similar to the satellite communicators, and that's a GPS unit. I personally love using a GPS unit on my motorcycle instead of my phone for a couple different reasons. One, I can put my phone aside and not think about it at all when I'm out on adventures, which is amazing. And two, I don't have to worry about my phone battery being dead if I do actually need it for anything. So I personally use the Garmin Zumo XT. It's a phenomenal GPS unit, and in fact, I managed to actually break mine. It was a month out of warranty too, but Garmin was super nice and sent me a replacement, no questions asked. So I definitely recommend the Zumo XT. The other option out there that I recommend is a Garmin Montana. The really cool thing about this is it actually has the InReach capabilities built in. So instead of having to have a separate device for satellite communication, you can just have that all in one unit. A lot of people like that because they don't have to have two separate devices. And it's definitely one of those things I've thought about upgrading to myself, but in the meantime, I'm gonna stick with my InReach and my Zumo XT combo. But if you don't have either, go for the Montana. You won't regret it. Another really essential thing for riders out there, especially if you're riding in groups, is having a Bluetooth communicator. Personally, I like Cardo. I have a PackTalk Bold on my helmet, but they've got some newer generations out there now. So definitely check out the PackTalk Edge, the new PackTalk Slim, and you can pre-order the PackTalk Neo, which looks like a really cool new option as well. So if that special rider in your life is like me, they like capturing video of their rides. There's a lot of different action camera options out there, and I've definitely spent a lot of time testing different things to figure out what I like, what I don't like, what works, what doesn't work. So here are 3 options for you that are definitely worth checking out. First up, we have the Insta360 X3. I'm looking to get one of these myself. It's top of the list. I currently have an Insta360 1R, and it's been great, but it's starting to get old. It's starting to give me some issues, and it's taken a lot of beatings. The X3 so far looks like a phenomenal camera, and I'm hoping to get my hands on one soon. Next up is the DJI Action 2. This is my primary helmet camera now. This thing's been great. I really love the magnetic mounts that it's got. It makes it super easy to take it on and off my helmet when I need to do anything with it and adjust things. And overall, it's been a really, really good contender for an action camera. Last is the GoPro Hero 11. I've had a lot of issues with GoPro, so I'm a little hesitant to recommend them as an action camera, but they've been around forever. Like, they are the action camera company. My only problem is it doesn't feel like they've been living up to their legacy lately. I have a Hero Pro 10, and it's been nothing but problems. I've lost so many recordings. I've had lots of random issues. I've had audio issues. I've had video issues. Action cameras, in my opinion, should just work and capture action without you having to babysit them constantly, and I feel like that's what I've had to do with the 10. Hopefully the 11's better, but it's definitely one of those options that a lot of people use, and you should check out too. This next one was actually recommended to me by a fellow rider, and it's honestly a really cool gift, especially this time of year when it's starting to get cold out, and that's the Klim neck warmer. So this is just a neck gaiter that helps keep you warm in the cold, and honestly, totally worth the money. Like, you've got gear all over, you've got a helmet covering your head, but your neck's totally exposed. It gets cold real quick. So having a neck warmer like that is definitely something worth it, and it's a nice little stocking stuffer gift. Now, speaking of keeping warm, the next thing here is heated gloves. There's nothing worse than cold hands when you're riding. Trust me, I hate it. It sucks. You lose dexterity. It's kind of hard to control things. Overall, just your hands getting cold when you're trying to ride, not a good scenario. Heated gloves are definitely a great option for that rider in your life. Along with those heated gloves, I actually found out about these things recently, and they're really cool because I have this problem a lot myself. Check out the Glovetacts V3s. These things are little sticky adhesive things that just attach to the fingertips on your glove and let you use your phone and other devices. So not all gloves, especially motorcycle gloves, support, touch screens on phones. So this is something that you can just add on to any glove to be able to use your phone. I definitely recommend this for any rider that uses a phone as a GPS on their bike, because not having to take your gloves off saves you a lot of time and a lot of hassle, especially if you get some really annoying pop-up while you're riding down the highway. Some other really awesome options for gifts for that rider in your life are things that they're gonna wear all the time, and that would be merch from their favorite content creators and brands. There's lots of really awesome motorcycle content creators out there, and most of them have merch for sale. So picking up merch for them not only supports that creator, but gives that special rider in your life something that they can wear for years to come. Speaking of merch, I've got this shirt, among others, for sale up at tsmotoadv.com/merch. And because of the holiday season, you can get 20% off your order. I also recommend supporting smaller brands like Motocamp Nerd and Upshift, as well as organizations like BDR and Rally for Rangers. They're all really awesome, they're all really supportive, they're all really active in our community, so it's great to be able to support them. This next group of items is going to be essential if you have to do any kind of emergency roadside repairs. The very first thing here is something I've actually used myself. Thankfully, not on the side of the road, in my garage, but still, nevertheless, something absolutely worth carrying around and that I carry around both on my bike and in my truck. So that's going to be a flat tire repair kit. These things work on tubeless and tube-type tires. They're super duper simple to use, and they will get you off the side of the road and back to somewhere where you can do a proper flat tire repair. Now, going along with that, if you are someone that has tube-type tires, like I do in my DRZ, you're gonna need some tire spoons. The really big ones out there that everyone loves to recommend, and they look super duper awesome, is the Motion Pro BeadPros. I don't actually have a set of those myself. What I do have, though, are tire spoons from Tusk. And those actually came with a Fender pack, So I actually keep my tools in the thing. I don't really keep it on my Fender anymore because it's gotten a little heavy and it likes to kind of fly off when I go over really bumpy terrain, but it's still a really awesome thing to have. So the cool thing about that is you can get this pack, you can put it on your front fender, you can keep spare tubes in there or lighter tools and things like that, and it comes with 2 tire spoons. Super duper useful to have and a nice cheap gift option. If you're gonna pick one of those up, also consider getting a spare tube for the front and rear tire because you never know when you're gonna need it, especially if you like riding off-road. Keeping in the same vein of tire issues, this next thing is something that I thankfully have not had to use yet, but I'm really glad that I keep with me. And that's the Fanttik X8 portable tire inflator. So this thing is battery powered and allows me to inflate my tires to whatever preset PSI that I want. This thing is USB-C chargeable, which is awesome for any modern electronic device, and also has a light on it too. So if you need a flashlight, this works for that. Definitely a useful little tool, and I totally recommend it. Next up is something I don't think you can purchase altogether. Someone may have a kit out there, but this specific one I actually got at an event as part of my registration, and that's a Cruise Tools Fix-It kit. So this little thing is super duper handy because it's got duct tape, zip ties, and safety wire in it. All things that you're going to need if you're doing any kind of riding, but particularly off-road riding, because things like to vibrate loose, and being able to secure things back to your bike is super duper important. The really nice thing about these is you can build a little kit on your own. It's super duper simple, super cheap, and it's really thoughtful. I know I'd definitely be super excited if my husband gave me a little kit that had duct tape, zip ties, and some safety wire in it. I'd use it all the time on the bike, that's for sure. Another thing that special rider in your life may like having, especially if they store their bike outside, is a motorcycle cover. The really nice thing about this is it keeps your bike dry, clean, and protects it from all kinds of other hazards. Having one of these is super nice. One of my favorite things that I've added to both of my bikes, and I've been super happy with, is double take mirrors. These things are basically indestructible, unless you're itchy boots, in which case she just breaks mirrors left and right. They're super duper versatile and they're really easy to install. They're definitely something that I highly recommend if you're doing any kind of off-road riding, because I've dropped my bike a ton of times and I've never once caused any damage to these mirrors. They also have a lifetime warranty, so if you do manage to break one, they'll replace it for you. Next up is something really awesome for inclement weather, and that's Hippo Hands. They attach right to your handlebars in your bike, and they are really great for riding in cold weather, wet weather, anything that's just kind of undesirable outside. They keep your hands dry and warm, and they may look a little dumb, but they're honestly really useful, and everyone I know who's used them loves them. So if you're like me and you like going on adventures, you probably have encountered a scenario where you've tried to strap luggage to your bike. There's lots of different options out there, but one of my favorite are rock straps. They're really nice because you can attach them almost anywhere on their bike. Got a really strong elastic piece that stretches a lot and helps you cinch down stuff so it doesn't fly off mid-trip. They're definitely really strong and really confidence-inspiring and perfect for securing any kind of luggage to your bike. Now the next one I have here is for those super duper picky riders that are really hard to shop for. Those people who when you ask them what they want, they can't tell you because they don't even know themselves yet. And that's gift cards. Gift cards are amazing, especially when you get them to motorcycle-related stores. My current favorite is Rocky Mountain ATV MC. You can get all kinds of really good parts and accessories there, and they've been really phenomenal on the customer support side. Two other really good options would be Revzilla and Cycle Gear. They've got a plethora of options to pick from, and being able to browse through and kind of figure out what you need as the time comes is super duper nice. Gift cards are one of those things that I've been asking everyone for the last couple of years because it's a lot easier for me to say that than to tell them that I want this really obscure part or that I'm not quite sure, but maybe something from here. So definitely keep that in mind if you got a really picky rider in your life. I hope you found something on this list that special rider in your life is gonna love. And if you are a rider yourself and have any ideas that you think others could benefit from on the gift side, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure your fellow riders would love to hear as well. Make sure you also check out these videos if you're interested in watching more. And until next time, stay warm, ride safe, and remember, it's all about the adventure.